Hello, my pretty peeps. It is Bread Dough and or Doughy, whichever you prefer to call me. So today I'm just kind of watching Metapocalypse right now and working on my boyfriend's tale. I already got the second layer done, so we're moving on to the third. So you guys get to just chill with me and listen to Metapocalypse with me. I will be speeding the video up so you guys don't have to sit through the whole 40-minute session of me struggling to make a tale, so. Yippee! You know what? Fuck it, we're doing a story time. So, story time of how I cussed out one of my, enemies at school, one of my bullies. Story time about that. So, one bright, beautiful day. It is the last day of freshman year. Very last day of freshman year. I'm sitting in English class which is my fourth period of school. So last day of freshman year, I'm sitting in my fourth period, which is English class. Keep in mind, this teacher very much likes me. This teacher is awesome. She loves me dearly. She was one of my favorite teachers because she actually understood what I was going through and didn't just say, boys will be boys, blah, 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 blah. She didn't say that. She was actually very sweet and kind. She was a very good lady. Anyway, so, this kid, we'll call him TC, right? Now, TC decided it would be an amazing idea to continuously slam the back of his desk into the front of mine. So, to set the scene, hold on, let me get this untangled. So, to set the scene, TC is directly in front of me along with his group of friends. He is sitting directly in front of me along with his group of friends because we were doing a group project. So my desk is right here, his desk is right here, right? So what he is doing is he is continuously slamming his fucking desk into mine. As you can tell, this story is eliciting very strong emotions from me. Anyway, so he is continuously slamming his desk into mine. Now, this is pissing me off, but I decide to be polite about it. I decide to look at him and be like, hey, can you please stop? This is really annoying me. And he's just like, shut up, you fucking emo. And I'm like, dude, I'm trying to be nice to you. Can you please stop? And he's just like, I don't give a shit what you say. If you touch my desk, I'll kick your ass. And you know what I do? You know what I fucking do? I decide to very gently, might I add, very, very gently push his desk away from mine. Now, when I do this, Moxie, move your damn paw. Anyway, as I'm doing this, he turns around and looks at me and he says, seriously, I'll beat your fucking ass. And it's like, I'm looking at him like, girl, you won't do shit. And I mean girl derogatorily. Because this man had such bad toxic masculinity, it was wild. So, I look at him, and I take my pencil, tap the back of his neck, and I'm like, if you threaten me one more time, I am stabbing you in the back of the neck with this pencil. And you can just see the color drain from this boy's face. You can just see the fucking color drain out of this kid's face because he knew I would hold good on my threat. He fucking knew I would. So, what had happened after that was a wild story that I can barely fucking remember, but I'm gonna try and remember anyway because, I want to tell you guys. So, what had happened after that, from what I remember, he ran to the principal's office. He actually didn't run, but, he walked to the principal's office, walked by me, smirked, and then walked into the principal's office, and he made it sound like I actually fucking stabbed him. He made it sound like I actually stabbed him, when I didn't. I just threatened to. And he made it sound like I actually stabbed him. The principal called me in, along with the security and cops, along with the teacher, along with any sort of witness, and the teacher backed me up 100%. And she was just like, yeah, TC was slamming his desk into Doughy's. And I was like, yeah, he was. So what's the fucking problem? And, long story straight, I almost got arrested. I almost got charged. And, boy, I would have done it again any time of the day, any time of the week, any time of the year. I would have done that shit again because he was pissing me off. I think he deserved it. But, you know, weird shit happens to people who don't deserve it. Anyway, so my mom, this is the funniest part of this goddamn story. My mom walked in because I called my mom in, obviously, because, like, they're fucking pussies and they don't know how to do their job right. Anyway, they called my mom in right away. My mom, dead ass, looked at the principal and was just like, is he being charged? No. Is he being detained? No. Then we're leaving because I'm sick and fucking tired of you guys not doing shit while my kid is in therapy for bullying and in therapy for anxiety about getting jumped at school. She was pissed, and she took me out of the school, and she was just like, okay, I understand that was really funny, and he more than likely deserved it, but you can't be doing that shit on school grounds. And I was like, on school grounds? Does it depend if I'm on school grounds? And she was like, yes, it depends on if you're on school grounds, because if you're off school grounds, then you can actually do it without getting in trouble because you're on school grounds. And I was like, so technically, I could do it. So technically, I could threaten him, potentially hurt him, and not get in trouble if I don't get caught. And she's like, yeah, pretty much. So, there's that story. Some more story times I have are really fucking wild. A lot of them are about my exes, but I don't feel like getting into that right now. So, you know. I've got a lot of fucking story times, though. Like, a lot of them are really wild, and most of them are from school. Okay, second story time. So, the second story time involves my last few days, or last few months in my senior year. Or not my senior year, my sophomore year. So, as most people in my real life know, I am homeschooled, and I am online school and all that shit. So, that being said, my last few months of sophomore year was kind of very hellish for me, to put it lightly, because of the fact that we were getting lockdown and bomb threats and shoot-up threats constantly, to the point of me having full-blown panic attacks before every day. I was sobbing, not wanting to go to school because of this shit. And the fact that it took me to be put into a mental hospital to actually, for my parents to notice this, is insane. However, when, so, at one point, during an active fucking lockdown, I'm walking back from the bathroom, and there's an intercom speaker going off, screaming at me, yeah, active lockdown, get the fuck in your classrooms. Keep in mind, I'm walking back from the bathroom. So I see a security guard, and I asked him what's going on, and he's just like, just get to your class, just get to your class. And I'm like, yo man, can I come in your fucking office with you, because I don't feel safe? And he's like, no, just get to your class, you have enough time. So I start walking to my classroom. Now, in my classroom, everyone is locking down, everyone is getting ready, like, for anything bad to happen. So I knock on the door, and I'm like, yo, it's Doughy, let me in. and they're just like, and the teacher is screaming through the door, "Don't let it in, don't let it in, it could be the shooter, don't let it in." And I'm like, girl, I just said it's Doey. Let me in. And she's just like, and keep in mind, a few of the bullies from freshman year that were actually pretty chill with me were like, let him in, dude. He could die out there. And she was just like, no, it could be the shooter, it could be the shooter. And I was like, girl, so you know what I fucking do? I grab my heavy ass backpack and a pencil, and I'm getting ready to fucking fight somebody. But I make my way down as quietly as humanly possible. I make my way down to my 9th grade English teacher's room. Yes, this is the same English teacher from the previous story time. Same fucking English teacher. And I knock on her door very quietly, and I'm like, hey, it's Doey, can you let me in? And keep in mind, I am bawling at this point. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I was bawling. I was in tears. And the teacher immediately lets me in, which is making me think, why could this teacher let me in when the other one fucking couldn't? You know, just food for thought right there. But, you know, I guess I could have been the shooter, apparently. But anyway, so this fucking, my 9th grade English teacher lets me in, and she's just like, Doey, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not fucking okay, I just got locked in the hallway. And she's just like, Moxie, I swear to God. Anyway, she's just like, oh my God. You want to know what happened later after that? That fucking teacher got fired. I wonder why. So safe to say I got a teacher fired. But yeah, so I got a teacher fired. I threatened a kid with a pencil. In another lockdown story time, I was in marching band, right? We were doing our normal drills and shit. I was in the color guard, by the way. We were doing our normal drills and shit. And then all of a sudden, we get an active lockdown. We all rush into the men's bathroom closest to us, barricade the fucking door. We're wedging our flags into the doorway. We are tying belts on that weird opening thing that is in, like, the old school doors. And, we are wedging that shit. We are getting ready, bro. We were ready for the zombie fucking apocalypse. So, we take our flags, we wedge them in, and we just start getting ready. Like, we're holding water bottles, we're holding flags. We've got everyone who can't fight for themselves in the fucking last stall, and we got everyone who can fight for themselves, me included, up in the front, getting ready to hit this bitch with a goddamn water bottle. So, like, and everyone is on the brink of tears. Like, everyone is on the brink of tears. And I'm over here trying to calm everyone down, keep everyone quiet. And I text my mom being like, we're in the men's bathroom. We're in the men's bathroom over by the gym. If need be, write my fucking funeral, right? And I said, I love you so much, Mom. Yeah. And finally, after what felt like fucking hours, one of the female guards comes over and she's just like, hey, you guys are safe, open the door, it's security Trisha. So we opened the door after making sure it was her, because she had to slide her ID under the door for us to know it was her. Like, we were fucking prepared. And so we make sure it's her, we open the door, and we all get out safe. Keep in mind, my mom showed up pissed. She was pissed by the fact... Oh, and not to mention, beforehand, I looked at the color guard captain, and I was like, hey man, did you hear gunshots? And he was like, oh, it's probably nothing, it's probably just your imagination. And I'm just like, bitch, You think it's my imagination that I heard gunshots? And yeah, we ended up having to lock in the men's bathroom because the gunshots were getting louder and closer. So we fucking barricaded that shit and got into the men's bathroom, and yeah. And now every time I hear about a lockdown or a shooting at a school, my anxiety just fucking spikes, dude. And I bet you can see why. And throughout the day, throughout the next couple of months, we kept getting bomb threats, and we kept getting fucking bomb threats even. Like, we were getting shoot-up threats, we were getting bomb threats, we were getting fire drills pulled. Like, it was fucking hell for everybody. Not just me, but for everybody. And I was like, God damn, dude. What in the actual fuck is wrong with people? Like, genuinely, what is wrong with people? Like, huh? Alright. But that's all the time I have for today, guys. I love you all so much.